here today in rainy Aarhus, Denmark.
Okay, so it's actually Aarhus, not our house. That is if you don't want to sound like a total American. Aarhus is Denmark's second largest city, and it's a common port stop on a Baltic cruise. I'll also forewarn you that when you exit the cruise ship, this isn't the most pretty or scenic terminal. It kind of resembles a prison yard with chain link fence and barbed wire. But once you exit the cruise terminal area, the city is absolutely stunning and scenic and historic. Now, unfortunately, it was raining on the day of my visit, so I had to explore by taxi. More about that in a minute. Now, what's great if you visit here is that it's conveniently located adjacent to the city center. It's only about a 15-minute walk from the cruise port to the city. The primary language spoken in Aarhus is Danish, although English is widely understood and spoken, especially in tourist areas and among the younger residents. The official currency is the Danish krone, although some vendors may accept the euro. And like most European cities, credit cards are widely, almost universally accepted. Aarhus operates in the Central European time, so make sure that aligns with your cruise ship's ship time if you're planning excursions. Now, if you're sailing from Amsterdam, usually ship time is going to be the same as the departure city, in which case Amsterdam is also Central European time, so they should align. But of course, always make sure you double check. Ports of call on a Baltic itinerary do tend to be widely variable in terms of weather, so make sure you dress in layers and make sure you pack a portable umbrella, although Holland America Line did provide them for us, which was convenient. Now, we had planned to explore on foot because of the city's proximity to the cruise port, but as you can see, rain foiled our plans. Now, fortunately for us, taxis in Aarhus are licensed, regulated, and have set pricing. They offer a set option for cruisers where the driver takes you around the city for an hour at a cost of about $68 US, which I found to be a bargain. Our driver ended up being an elderly local woman, and we benefited so much from learning about her, as she provided not just information to us about the areas in which we drove, but also she shared with us her own experiences and culture living in the city and in living in Denmark. Now, had it not been raining so heavily, again, we could have easily explored the city on foot, which is what many cruisers opt to do when they are visiting here. European cruise excursions tend to be quite expensive and somewhat limited, so I'm not a fan of them in general. Now, if you're looking for things to do in Aarhus, there are some top choices that I'll share with you. You're likely to find these offered as official cruise line excursions, or you can venture out on your own, but of course always note the risks of doing an independent excursion or exploring on your own, namely that you don't miss that return to the ship time, because if you're late, that ship will not wait for you. Now, one of the top sites is Old Town, or Den Gamle By. This is an open-air museum showcasing historical Danish architecture and urban life from the 16th to the 20th centuries. It features period buildings, costumed actors, and interactive exhibits. And on my visit to Aarhus, I planned to explore this museum on my own, but because it's open air, that plan was also unfortunately thwarted by the rain. Many cruise lines offer this as a paid excursion, but it can be pricey. So instead, consider purchasing tickets directly and exploring on your own or booking a guided tour, because it is only located about 3 miles from the cruise port. But as you can see from this footage that we shot from our taxi ride, the city is charming, historic, with cobblestone streets, vintage buildings, and tons of quaint and cute little shops, boutiques, restaurants, and cafes. It's fun to note too that Aarhus is a university town, so you'll see a huge university presence with students everywhere and lots of academic buildings. In addition to Old Town, the other big attraction frequented by cruisers in the heart of the city is the Aros Art Museum. This is one of Northern Europe's largest and most significant art museums. It's most well known for its iconic Your Rainbow Panorama installation, which isn't just an art piece, but it serves as an actual pedestrian walkway. You can see it right here at the top of the building. You can buy a cruise excursion that will take you here, or just simply get here on your own and buy tickets directly, or you can book a private tour. It is located less than 2 miles from the cruise port, so it's conveniently located. If you want to explore a little bit further out from the city, the Fierkat Viking Museum is a great attraction for those interested in Viking history. Now, it is nearly an hour from the cruise port, so if you want to do this one, I recommend not doing it on your own and instead booking through the cruise line, even if it's a lot more expensive. What this is basically a Viking ring fortress, showcasing well-preserved earthworks and reconstructed Viking buildings, and it offers a glimpse into the region's Viking heritage. Another popular cruise excursion option that'll take you further from the city is Rosenholm Castle. This is located near the city of Hornslet, which is about a 30-minute drive from the cruise port. Now, this is a Renaissance-era castle known for its stunning architecture, historic interiors, and beautifully landscaped gardens. As Denmark's oldest family-owned castle, it is one of the best-preserved estates from the golden age of manor houses, dating from 1550 to 1630. Most cruise lines calling to Aarhus will offer this as an excursion. Before I left Denmark, I wanted to try a Danish, and come to find out, that's not really a thing. But there is a really cute little cafe called Jumbo right by the cruise port, so it's worth stopping by if you want to try a local delicacy before your day at port is over. And then as you sail away, if you don't have a balcony or ocean view room, make sure you go up and look and see the modern architecture of the city. That's a beautiful contrast with all of Aarhus's history.